смуглянка, молдаванка, собирает виноград. Я бледнею, я краснею, захотелось вдруг сказать: станем над рекою, зоркие летние встречать. Раскудрявый, клен зеленый лист лесной, я влюбленный и смущенный пред тобой. Клен зеленый, да клен кудрявый, да раскудрявый лесной. Смуглянка, молдаванка, отвечала парню Влад. Партизанский, молдаванский, собирается отряд. Нынче рано партизаны, но покинули родной. Ждет тебя дорога, партизан в лес густой. Раскудрявый, клен зеленый лесной, здесь у клена мы расстанемся с тобой. Клен зеленый, да клен кудрявый, да раскудрявый лесной. Раскудрявый, да клен зеленый лесной, здесь у клена мы расстанемся с тобой. Клен зеленый, да клен кудрявый, да раскудрявый лесной.
Hey guys, welcome to the first Red Wing review. The first series will feature the early Soviet aircraft and then move on to the early jets. The second one hopefully will come out when there's a new flight sim out on the PS4, and I shall move on to the sort of earlier jets from the 50s and 60s and move right through into the modern jets, and hopefully on to some of the stuff we can see in the skies today. Anyway, the first plane you can see is this wonderful Mikoyan Gurevich MiG-3. The plane was designed in the late 1930s as a high-level interceptor to defend against bomber formations. However, the MiG did not get its chance to prove itself during World War II, as most were destroyed on the runway during the first days of the war after heavy Luftwaffe bombing of Soviet air bases. The MiG, however, did get a chance to show itself later on in the war as a high-altitude interceptor, scoring kills against Luftwaffe Henkel 111 bombers, as well as their FW-190 escorts, which the MiG outperformed, particularly at high altitude. The Focke-Wulf did have a heavier armament, but was slower to manoeuvre and slightly cumbersome, particularly at the higher altitudes, and obviously with the Henkels being bombers, the MiG could use the zoom and boom tactics and get in and about them much easier. In War Thunder, the MiG-3-34 is a rank 2 aircraft, 2.3 combat rating, although it feels more like an overpowered 3.0 rated plane, but more on that later. My MiG is fully upgraded, so it can reach 380 mph at 25,500 feet and can climb to a peak altitude of 36,000 feet at a rate of 3,150 foot per minute. Turning a full circle takes 22 seconds, and the main armament are two 20mm Schwack nose cannons with 100 rounds per gun.
Смуглянка, молдаванка, по тропинке в лес ушла. В том обиду я увидел, что с собой не позвала. О смуглянке, молдаванке часто думал о чем. Вдруг свою смуглянку я в отряде повстречал. Раскудрявый, клен зеленый лист лесной. Здравствуй, парень, мой хороший, мой родной. Клен зеленый, да клен кудрявый, да раскудрявый лесной. Раскудрявый, да клен зеленый лист лесной. Здравствуй, парень, мой хороший, мой родной. Клен зеленый, да клен кудрявый, да раскудрявый лесной. Клен зеленый.
back to what I was previously saying before filling you guys in on the stats. I think owing to its lack of use, and even then the success was only at the mid to latter periods of the war, and then again only against high altitude bombers and a few FW-190s out there. So they were out of their comfort zone. So the Mikoyan's aircraft has a low rating in many other games and can be lackluster. But let's be honest, it didn't exactly get a chance to shine in reality in World War II, given that it kinda got a bit of a pasting on day one before even leaving the runway. However, War Thunder allows the MiG the chance to show its true capabilities. You can see at the start of this review, I took her out for a free flight, where I tested general flying characteristics and then some aerobatics that I often use for entertainment and some that I will use in combat. I was amazed at the rate of roll and how well the little MiG keeps its speed up through the turns, and also the fact that it regains it very quickly after manoeuvres. The only thing I did find rather hard with the plane was doing a full loop, but I often find that I have trouble in propeller driven aircraft doing loops. I don't know, it's when I go over I can get disorientated. I am used to jet aircraft. Online, however, the MiG is a monster. I've had a few flawless games with her, nothing fantastic, only like 4 or 5 kills and no deaths, but only once or twice. However, it is possible with the aircraft if you just maintain the altitude and use one of two tactics. When bomber hunting or when on fighter escort, either use zoom and boom tactics, descending down and picking your targets at will and then increasing altitude and getting the hell out of there and climbing back up, or swooping down on your targets, getting nice and in tight and get in a bit too tight for the gunners on the wider bombered aircraft, get in, unload the cannons, pull out, circle back round, and then come round and repeat the process on the target. Do the same tactic whether going for bombers or if you are on a bomber escort, do that, but go for the fighter attackers that are going down with the bombers. Don't go for the pure fighters. Use the MiG's agility to the advantage and try to avoid getting into tangles with things like Messerschmitts and Spitfires, as their more overpowered armament will rip its thin skin apart. Overall, a very agile and very good aircraft, certainly more so than stats would say so, but 1 or 2 hits and it will come down. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed what you've heard and hope you stay with us for the next episode, which will be the Ep1. Cheers, bye.